I'm Audra Neff, and you're listening to Food Talk, brought to you by the publicity and advertising professionals at Philadelphia's American Advertising Services, the area's longest established marketing firm. Contact them for free advertising help at 484-562-0060. Again, that's 484-562-0060. And one more time, for free advertising help, call 484-562-0060. Okay, today we're not just talking food, we're talking wine too. Today's guest is very special, not only because he's my very first guest ever, but because he is the founder and owner of the wine wonderland that is called Pinot Boutique, located in Old City, Philadelphia. His name is Dan Soskin. Dan, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Audra.
Now, I know what you're thinking. The show is called Food Talk, but it's my opinion that wine without food is okay, but food without wine is not. Do you agree, Dan?
I do, for sure.
Okay, so let's get started. First, Dan, tell us about Pinot Boutique.
Okay, well, Pinot Boutique is a multifaceted business offering wine appreciation on a number of different levels. We started out as a wine accessories superstore, and we quickly got into teaching about wine, having wine parties, and also selling local wine. So we specialize in local wine at this point, and lots of parties, furniture, wine, custom-made wine barrel plaques. There really isn't another store like it anywhere.
Right, and I had the chance to visit your store, and let me say, I was very, very impressed. If you are a wino, please stop by his store. You won't want to leave. Tell us about some of the wines that you carry from local vineyards.
Sure. We work exclusively with 3 wineries in the area, and I actually brought a couple representative wines with me today.
That's funny because I have these glasses sitting in front of me, so that works out for the both of us.
Good thing we thought ahead and brought some glasses today.
So yeah, where are the vineyards located?
So we have 2 Pennsylvania wineries. One is from the Brandywine Valley. The other Pennsylvania winery, and that winery is called Paradox Vineyard. They're in southern Chester County. It's known as the Brandywine Valley Wine Trail. The second winery is called Pinnacle Ridge. Pinnacle Ridge is in the Lehigh Valley. And the third winery is actually a New Jersey winery in Salem County. They're called Auburn Road. And each of these 3 wineries has some really nice everyday wines as well as some specialty wines.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to get to tasting a little bit later, but first I want to talk about some of the accessories you have in the store. When I was in, I commented, some of them look like science projects. I mean, like you're in a mad scientist lab. Tell us about some of the aerator pours and other gadgets you carry.
Sure. Yeah, some of them are kind of exotic, scientific-looking devices, and they're designed to increase your appreciation of wine and also allow you to get more from a bottle. So, for example, aerators, these have become a top-selling category for us. And here's one called the Swish. This is
Swish. Ooh.
The Swish. And the way the Swish works is you pour wine through it.
Okay, we're getting a demonstration here.
And when you do that,
ooh. The oohs and ahs.
yeah, so it creates a little swish inside your glass, and that gives your wine a burst of oxygen, makes it taste better. Plus, it's fun to use.
Right, and it's cool looking. It looks very fancy. So why does the wine need the burst of oxygen?
Well, brings out more of the fruit flavor, which is what most people want. And it softens any harsh edges that the wine might have in the way of acidity or tannins. The old style of aerating was a passive technique where you would dump a whole bottle inside a carafe or a decanter and let it sit and wait. Well, we don't have time. We're Americans. We can't wait for
I want
our
my wine
to
now,
decant.
right?
Yeah, instant gratification.
Yes.
That's what aerators are for.
Aerators, instant gratification. I also want to talk about some of your corks, the corksicles. They keep the wine chilled.
That's right. Yeah, the corksicle is basically a cork with a long tube, and you keep that in your freezer. And when you are drinking your wine, serving temperature is very important, and the corksicle helps keep your wine from getting too warm.
Right.
We also have 2 other fun and practical cooling products that go in your glass. We have whiskey stones and wine pearls. Whiskey stones have been around for a while. They're granite or soapstone little rocks, basically, that you put in your freezer. They're food safe, and they hold temperature really well. So you put them in your wine or your whiskey, and it keeps it cold, but it will never melt and dilute your drink.
Wow.
Pearls were designed more specifically for wine, and they tend to be very popular with women.
Right.
Because they're fun looking. They look like little silver stones.
Right. Well, that would be perfect for my mother. She has 1 glass of wine a night, but it's a very big glass. So
Yeah.
For those of you that like very big glasses of wine, but just one, those would be perfect, right?
Yes.
And you also have other cool things, electric cocktail mixers, you have furniture, and you also have personalized wine barrel heads in the store.
That's right. And they make great additions to a room in a home where you like to enjoy your wine. You could have essentially your name.
Right. So
Audra's
Vineyards.
There you
right.
go. Yeah, right on a wine barrel plaque, hang it on the wall, and
be a nice decoration piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice decoration piece for sure.
Okay, so moral of the story is if you know any wine lovers, please get down to 227 Market Street in Old City and get some gifts, right, Dan?
Oh, yes. We actually are a 2-time Best of Philly winner, and in 2012 we won Best Gift Shop. So, I mean, that is the core of Pinot Boutique in Old City are the gifts that you can get there. Specialty wines as well as fun wine accessories.
Right. And much, 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 much more. Like I said, I was there and I was very, very impressed with all of your offerings. A lot of cool things that you haven't seen before. A lot of cool things that you might have seen but don't know where to get them. So you have a lot going on in there.
Oh, well, thanks, Audra.
And you also do furniture as well, right?
We do. We have furniture made from real wine barrels, bar stools, tasting tables with barrel end caps that could be even customized right as part of your table. They can hold bottles underneath. And then we also have cooling units that could hold hundreds and hundreds of bottles.
Okay.
So this is something that you can aspire to, Audra.
Okay, yeah, for my wine cellar.
Exactly.
When I'm rich.
Exactly.
When I'm rich and I have lots of wine to drink. Okay, we have to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Pinot Boutique's owner, Dan Soskin.
Into rock and roll? Then visit Philadelphia's Hard Rock Cafe. Enjoy the huge menu and especially view the memorabilia. There's the legendary Jim Morrison jacket acquired from Danny Sugarman, manager of The Doors. Then see the guitar that John Mayall created. He played with Eric Clapton. Elton John's Uncle Sam costume, Shakira's leather pants. The list goes on. Memorabilia from Jimi Hendrix and Joan Jett. Come in for lunch or dinner or enjoy a cocktail at the Hard Rock Cafe Bar. The Hard Rock Cafe, 12th and Market Streets in Philadelphia. It's an experience. Also hosting corporate events, social gatherings, bar and bat mitzvahs. Hard Rock Cafe is COOL, cool. 12th and Market Street, 215-238-0639, 215-238-0639, 12th and Market Street in Philadelphia.
We're a Philadelphia advertising agency, American Advertising Services, and our job is to create solutions for your business problems. Do you want more customers, more sales for your products or business services? American Advertising has helped many, many area companies, large ones, small ones, family-owned firms just like yours. If you are in business and serious, make American Advertising your advertising agency. Per job assignments welcomed. American Advertising Services. We are serious about helping your business.
American Advertising Services is located at 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. You can call them at 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060. It's new, a grand music venue in the heart of the main line. Now open, see the schedule of performances at www.ardmoremusichall.com. The venue is located at the legendary 23 East Lancaster Avenue address in Ardmore, once known for its musical talent. Free parking nearby. For full information and tickets, see their webpage at ardmoremusichall.com. That's ardmoremusichall.com or call 610-649-8389, 610-649-8389. That webpage again, ardmoremusichall.com.
Welcome back to Food Talk. We have the wine man himself in the studio, Dan Soskin. Again, Food Talk has been brought to you by the publicity and advertising professionals at Philadelphia's American Advertising Services, the area's longest established marketing firm. Contact them for free advertising help at 484-562-0060. Again, that's 484-562-0060. And one more time, for free advertising help, call 484-562-0060. So, Dan, the wine man, I have to ask you how you got that nickname.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah,
kind of sticks. Yeah, well, Dan the wine man, growing up with the name Dan the man was a common nickname. And then when I first got into this business and I was getting my emails and other contact information together, I thought, why not see if it's available? And sure enough, Dan the Wine Man was available on Gmail. And from there on in, it stuck.
Okay. Well, tell me how you fell in love with wine.
Well, it was kind of a long romance. Had a slow start.
Ongoing romance.
Ongoing, yes. Well, it actually, I'm more of a beer drinker.
Really?
Believe it or
Dan the
not.
wine man is a beer drinker.
Now, having said that, I do love wine. In the beginning, wine came into my life as a result of a trip that I took to California wine country. Okay. My first trip to a vineyard. And we went to several vineyards, actually. We did the Sideways tour.
I was just going to say, this is straight out of the movie Sideways.
Yeah, it was with a buddy.
Okay.
He lives in California, and I was visiting him, and he's very passionate about his wine, as are a lot of folks who live in California. So I got to see that. I got to see people excited about wine. And when I came back to Pennsylvania, I realized that there was a lot of people here who loved wine, but they didn't know where to go to get a nice pair of glasses or a cool wine opener or an aerator. So that's how Pinot started, and that's how I got into wine.
Okay. And when did Pinot start? When did you open Pinot?
We opened in 2006. We just celebrated 7 years in business.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
And can you give us a little background on your wine education?
Sure. Well, I've learned a lot from educators that I brought into the Pinot Wine School. Through the years, we've had Brian Friedman and other top wine educators and wine and food writers in the area that taught at Pinot. So I got to sit in on all those classes and learn from them. And in addition, I took a course of study with the Wine and Spirit Education Trust, known as WSET. And this is an organization that is international, based out of London, and they've been around for centuries. And they do a very formal kind of certificate wine education program. So I'm proud to have earned my certificate there.
So you know what you're talking about.
A little bit.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. And wine can be intimidating, right? I mean, someone that doesn't have the education and the knowledge, because it's everything from the shape of the glass. Do I have the right wine in the right glass shape, to the swirling and the smelling and all of that? Do you agree? It can be intimidating.
It can be intimidating. And there's no reason for that except preconceived notions and maybe what you see on TV. You know, if you watch Frasier, for example, you know, they got the wine snobs who, you know, and they taste in a certain way and they talk about it in a certain way. And you don't need to be intimidated by it. At Pinot, we have classes and we make it fun. It's not intimidating.
And I just want to say, as a stranger walking into Pinot, I felt very welcomed by you, Dan.
Oh,
you know, so don't be afraid to get down there and have a taste. Now, tell us about your tasting. You can walk in anytime.
That's right. We do tastings informally anytime for small groups up to 4 people. If you're in Old City, anywhere near the Liberty Bell, you know, we're right on Market Street between 2nd and 3rd. And we just come in with a friend or a couple friends and say, hey, I want to taste some wine. And we'll take you through a guided tasting, and you'll learn a little bit, you know, taste 5 different wines for just $8.
Wow.
Get to keep your souvenir tasting glass.
Okay. And you'll probably walk out with a bottle of wine because these wines are good, Dan.
How would you know, Audra?
I had some.
No, you were. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Obviously,
I had a few tastes.
Yes.
But we're going to taste again right now, right, Dan?
Let's taste.
All right.
Absolutely.
What are we going to be tasting?
So we're going to start with Soleil.
Soleil. Oh.
Soleil.
My dad always said I would find a way to drink before 5 p.m. This is my way.
Soleil brings sunshine into your life.
The sunshine is shining in this building with no windows.
And you haven't even tasted yet.
I know.
So this is a wine. It's named Soleil because it's so bright.
Okay. And the vineyard that makes it is?
This is from Auburn Road.
Auburn Road, and that is one of the local vineyards, correct?
That's right. They're in Salem County, New Jersey.
Okay.
And we sell their wines at Pinot Boutique in Old City.
Okay. And what are you pouring my wine through right now? You should see this gadget.
This is the swish.
The swish. Okay.
Right. And it aerates as you pour it. It basically creates a shower inside your glass.
Okay.
So it looks really cool, fun to use, but it also serves a purpose.
Okay. Swish.
Now, when you taste wine.
Okay, yeah, let's go through.
You taste wine.
These steps.
In a different way than drinking wine.
Okay.
There's drinking without thinking. and there's tasting.
Okay.
So drinking without thinking, we all do that. That's fine. But we want to taste.
Okay,
we want to try
taste.
to understand what's in our glass. So you want to engage all your senses, and I like to talk about the 5 S's. So each
5 S's.
we have 5 words that begin with the letter S, and if you can remember these or think about these, makes it easier for you to taste wine.
And then you're a tasting expert, right?
I try. Yes, I am somewhat. So the first S is to see your wine. So you want to look at your wine, see your wine, make sure it's clean, clear, bright, safe to drink.
Okay, make sure there isn't any poison in there. Mine looks good. How about yours?
Looks good.
Dan? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything that looks too.
Okay.
It looks good.
Good.
Basically. After that, you're going to smell the wine.
Okay.
So you engage your sense of sight, followed by your sense of smell.
Okay. And what am I looking to smell here?
What you're not really, nothing in particular. It's what triggers in your brain, in your memory, and what, every person is going to have different associations when they smell wine. So, we don't like to put words in people's mouth, but the best way to express what you're smelling is to think in broad terms first, and then more specific terms.
Well, I smell flowers.
Second. You smell flowers.
Yes.
There you go. That's a broad category, flowers. So you can start with flowers, and then you could narrow it down.
Okay.
You could say flowers, and then you could say, well, yeah, maybe it's a geranium or violet.
Not that good yet. Okay. What's the third S, Dan?
The third S is to swirl.
Oh.
So you're going to take some action here.
I'm swirling.
You're going to swirl the wine in your glass, and this...
Okay. And what does swirling do? Because I feel like a lot of people swirl just to swirl because they've seen other people swirl. Why am I swirling?
You swirl to get more oxygen into the wine.
Okay. And we've talked about that earlier.
Yeah. Wine is very sensitive to oxygen, and when you first open a bottle, it needs it.
Okay.
After a while, it doesn't, if you're going to keep your wine, God forbid you don't finish a bottle, you want to make sure it stays fresh, get the air out of there. That's where these preservers come into play.
Okay. Now, what's the fourth S, Dan?
The fourth S, after swirling, is, of course, the best one. You get to sip it.
Okay, let's sip. Here we go.
Sip. And the final S works right after that, savor. So you don't want to just sip and keep, go for another sip. You want to savor, meaning stop and think about what you're tasting.
I am sipping and savoring, and I'll keep sipping and savoring while we go to break.
Are you having a holiday get-together or celebration? Music can make your event. Call Music at 484-562-0067. Allow them to provide the music, a DJ, a band. Musicians are individuals, choir, or gospel. Call Music at 484-562-0067. Again, that's 484-562-0067.
The major holidays are almost upon us. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's. Are you prepared for your holiday party events and other needs? Call Whims for Rent. They are a professional event planning company and can package your entire business or personal holiday event, or simply provide specific needs. They provide entertainment such as DJs or three-piece bands, Christmas carol choirs, or even Santa Claus. Other entertainment possibilities include walk-around magicians, fortune tellers, or look-alike celebrities. They aid large corporate events, smaller business attractions, and family affairs. Just tell them your goals. For a free consultation and free ideas, contact Whims for Rent at 484-562-0067. Again, that's 484-562-0067. They are located at 29 Bala Ave in Bala Cynwyd, Pennsylvania, or visit them on the web at www.phillybizmedia.com.
The internet today is a must for businesses and organizations to represent themselves. A must. For the generations of business owners who did not have the advantage of an internet education beginning in grade school, there is basic help. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. Our organization of marketing personnel, traditional and IT, will set up basic internet advertising aids for your business or organization at a modest fee. Basics. No big deals, no big cost, just basics. Plus a free get to know your goals meeting. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. That's 484-562-0060. Be with it, or else you will be out of it. Again, call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060.
Need a speaker for your business meeting, organization, social group? Need a speaker who is entertaining, informative, or both? Need a speaker who is an authority on a subject close to your interests? We provide them. We are this region's Speakers Bureau. Call us at 484-562-0067. 484-562-0067.
Welcome back to Food Talk. We are in the studio with Dan Soskin, the founder and owner of Pinot Boutique, located at 227 Market Street in Old City. And Dan, I have been sipping and savoring all break long. How about you?
Nice, yes. Sipping and savoring, for sure.
Okay, good. Now, I want to talk about some of the events and the classes and the private parties that Pinot Boutique offers.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one of the most exciting components of our business. We do classes 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday. We offer classes in history, in food, in wine appreciation, all, of course, relating to wine on some level. For example, the history class, Wines of the American Revolution, which we do on Saturdays, you get to learn about and taste similar styles that the Founding Fathers enjoyed.
Interesting. And you do a food and wine pairing class using all Philadelphia food staples. Can I have a few examples of those?
Yeah, this is one of our most fun and signature classes. We pair soft pretzels, tasty cakes, cheesesteaks, peanut chews. We pair all these classic Philadelphia foods with wine. 5 different pairings with 5 different wines.
Okay. And you also do private parties. I hear you do some bachelorette parties, so things get a little crazy in your wine cellar.
Ooh, yes. You know, we do have a saying at Pinot that what happens in the wine cellar stays in the wine cellar.
Okay, so if you want to buy tickets, visit PinotBoutique.com. How else can they contact you, Dan?
Well, we are on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram, all under Pinot Boutique. And our phone number is 215-627-WINE.
Okay, can you repeat that one more time for us?
Sure. 215-627-WINE.
Okay, so your tickets sell out fast, right, Dan?
Tickets do sell out fast, so I recommend coming to our website. We have a nice, easy to navigate calendar, our event calendar. You can read all about the classes, select the one you want, and buy tickets right there at PinotBoutique.com.
Okay, again, that's PinotBoutique.com. And once again, I want to thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Audra.
This has been Audra Neff with Food Talk. To hear and see more, visit us at phillyfoodtalk.com. Again, that's phillyfoodtalk.com. Thank you for listening.